I get to say I did something that nobody else can say that they've done, at least to date, as we record this video. And that is interview the one, the only Mike Z at the ORAD annual celebration. And I'm the first to get it done.
You first and only. This is an opportunity I couldn't pass up. I had a little gap in my schedule, and you will be the only time. And again, this is second annual running, and I didn't do one last year. So first and only. So thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, man. Thank you for the opportunity, this guy. So, look, I've known you for a while now. I think we've talked every week almost for the last few years. So we've talked about a lot. And so I'm sitting here thinking, what do I want to ask Mike today? And I think the first thing I want to ask you is, when you hit record on that first YouTube video, did you ever imagine that you would be having annual events like this with hundreds of people that are coming out because they love the contribution that you've made to their lives?
Honestly, no. I had no goals. I had no vision. I hit that first record and frankly hit every record thereafter because I was trying to fill a void of producing something that would literally outlive me by 50 years. To see through now 6 years, 15,000 videos that it's working is frankly something I could have never imagined. My mind never went here. And you and I have talked plenty of times. I don't see myself as an entrepreneur. I don't even see myself as having crazy goals and this person that could see the mountain and all of those things. All I know how to do is work. That's all I'm comfortable in the mud.
Yeah.
And being in the mud for me is easy. It's comfortable. But even today, even last year, kind of trying to pull myself out and look back, I don't want to necessarily say it's uncomfortable, but it is beyond expectations. I mean, last year after day one, so let's go back last year. I did the event because I made a commitment and I'm a man of my word.
Yeah.
Coming into that event, I had no intention of ever doing it again. One and done, 50,000 celebration, one and done. I go home after day one, and for the first time in my life, I can't sleep. I fall asleep in 5 minutes. I'm literally levitating on my bed with just the buzz of electricity. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do this again. What the heck? I was, and I'm sure it'll be the same way tonight. So never had the expectation. I never, just like real estate, when I came to do this, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew the work. I knew press record. I knew say your statement. Yeah. But yeah, it's shocking. It's I can't put it into words, and that's very hard for me to admit.
Yeah, that's good. It's something that you say more often than I like to hear, and I'm gonna poke at it today since I got you here.
Of course.
Why don't you give yourself enough credit for being an entrepreneur?
Well, so I guess let's go to definition.
Okay.
Right? Because I think that's where this all starts for me, right? Is the definition of an entrepreneur. So the entrepreneur for me is somebody who takes risks, somebody who is putting out risk capital, putting out hiring, putting out marketing, because they're looking to get to that ultimately that bottom line, right? They're going out risk capital, creating value, and ultimately hope they get paid at the end. I've never been that person, which I think is pretty obvious. I had a 25 years successful career in corporate. But the question you're asking and you're really poking at is, dude, Zuber, you've been out for 7 years. You have a best-selling book. You're paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year because of what you're doing now. Don't tell me you're not an entrepreneur, right? I get it. But back to my kind of profile, I'm lucky. I don't have to look at the bottom line. It doesn't move my needle. Second, I don't hire anybody. Right? I get asked all the time, and I still have these internal dialogues with myself about, why don't you advertise? Like this entire event that we're at, no advertising, only the daily financial news, right? So I don't see myself doing the things that I think an entrepreneur would. Like if some of the entrepreneurs I know had this one rental at a time, it would be probably 10 times as big. There'd be marketing behind it. There'd be VAs. There'd be all these things. I'm just a guy that's trying to deliver value every day.
Yeah. I agree with about 80% of what you said, right? But the reality is entrepreneurs take thoughts and turn them into things.
True.
You do that.
Yeah, there's no question.
Right?
I've certainly had to become comfortable.
You do that 13,000 videos you do that. You do that X amount of books that are written. You
Yeah.
do that every merch and logo and tagline. You do that, right? You're constantly doing that. And
Very fair.
and you're taking risk.
See, I don't. So
Let me clarify what I mean by risk.
okay.
Although the bottom line may not be necessarily the driving force behind why you do what you do, but it's a risk just to do it in the first place.
Oh yeah, there's truth in that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People may not show up for free, let alone if
I've
I'm
had
selling
that.
tickets.
Yeah.
Right? We've both been there.
Oh yeah.
So, I've heard you say it over the years, and I'm sensitive to seasons.
Yeah, sure.
You are in the season of entrepreneurship.
And as hard as it me for admit, guys like you who talk to me, and you're in my ear on camera, off camera, which I appreciate you each and every week. You're bringing the Bible verses and all of these things to help for me to see a bigger picture. It's all meaningful. I hope you understand that those conversations are meaningful. I am comfortable giving myself grace and admitting that I do entrepreneurial things. I would still admit if I get asked the question, I'm a natural employee.
Yeah.
Just natural.
Yeah.
I'm learning because I socialize with guys like you. I will be better in 5 years. I probably won't be uncomfortable in 5 years with this.
Yeah.
But 5 years ago, I mean, dude, no, like I would drop some F-bombs and like it would be uncomfortable. Now I'm like, I mean, because for example, right? So I have courses on Teachable.
Okay.
We've done $655,000, no ads, no anything in a couple of years, right? Real numbers, right?
Good.
Real numbers. But I saw a problem with that. So what did I do? I went out and created a private Facebook group, 2,000 members plus, just of students. This ain't anybody can join. You got to pay up to play up. Again, kind of following your lead. But then I saw Facebook change where I couldn't communicate. Like, it doesn't happen often, but once a month, maybe twice a month, I have a message that I want my entire community to see. And Facebook flat out didn't give me that. So I wanted to create
20 of them see the post and there's 2,000 people.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not helping me. So in 24 hours, I created a school community, and that's where I focus now. The Facebook group still lives, it still runs by itself, but I do nothing there.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't allow me to bring the value to my community and what I want to. So school has gone from 0 to 363 members, $20 a month on purpose, keeping it low, right? It's 67 pennies a day, but it is now the happiest place for me because I can see when I have a message, it goes out. Also, once you get past like 100, it's now feeds on itself.
Yeah.
Right? We have people today, they're going to win awards because they are active members in the community.
We
have 6 masterminds in school that I never participate in.
That's strong.
And that to your point, that's entrepreneur. That's seeing a problem, that's solving it. I mean, when I created a school community and it was successful, that was the first time I said, God damn it, Brian Adamson's right. This guy's right again.
Did we get that in every camera?
He's right again. And I seriously, I remember seeing that crossing the 100 number in like, it was probably 3 or 4 days. And I'm like, this is what Brian keeps telling me. I got to tell him this. So thank you.
Bro, that's crazy. So you said something and you kind of glossed by it, but I want to make sure we go back there and park for just a second. So you grow this Teachable course.
Yep.
Tremendous success coming out of it and such. But you said you weren't okay with that. What part of it weren't you okay about?
Well, it didn't allow, because what I saw on Teachable was it was paint by numbers.
Okay.
Now, if you're comfortable and you're like me and you could take in information and learn to paint, it works. But having done this for 5 years, I think that's like 10% of the population. And I didn't know that when I created it, because what I've learned is you have to have Q&A and leadership and followers, and everybody gets better together. And you can't get that on Teachable, at least not the way I did it, right? Because there was no community aspect, there was no Q&A, there was no chat. I mean, there was just nothing. It was like, hey, you want to learn how to do one rental at a time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But people needed more than that. And that was the itch I went to scratch.
Well, as the true entrepreneur that you are, that was a great call on your part, right? So take a pivot, because employees don't take pivots. Only entrepreneurs do that type of thing.
I am starting to see the light you have been shining for a while.
Oh, thank God. The prayers are answered, man. You know what I mean?
You could leave successful.
Oh man, if I die today, I did my job.
There you go.
So let's talk about, because people see you today, seemingly, you're looking great. By the way, you're dropping weight,
20 pounds.
You have built out this massive portfolio. You and Olivia seem to take trips whenever you get ready to.
Yep, we're doing another one in Asia in about 2 weeks.
There you go. So, like, Mike has no problems in life.
0.
Is that really fair to say? Because I know, right? People get jaded. They see the accolades of success, and they assume that nothing still keeps us up at night. And I just think that that's probably incorrect, or at least incomplete.
Certainly incomplete. Because again, when you have a portfolio and you have, you're out in public, you get a lot of hate. You get a lot of negativity. You just got to remember those are people behind you, right, or below you, however you want to image that. So that's a learned skill, not dealing with that. Not everybody can. I thankfully can. Our real estate portfolio has problems, but again, we've been through it for so long. Like I just had a fire at a property that cost $240,000 to fix up. It was a 2-minute phone call to insurance, and that stuff doesn't keep us up. Thankfully, our finances have been good for 7 years, and they're only getting better. Life is good. Life is pretty good. I mean, it takes a while to get here, right? It's multiple decades.
For sure.
The real key now is not to do anything stupid that breaks it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think, another key element to all of this that you're taking extremely serious, from what I saw with the marathon last year, then hiring a full-time physician to some degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
This year, I was talking with the gentleman here, and it was heartbreaking to hear that from the time I saw him at the event last year to now, that he had went through a bout of cancer. And I asked him, I said, in that moment, when you found out, how important was your business? And he said, wasn't important at all.
Yeah.
And so I just applaud you, because as entrepreneurs, going back to that word again, we oftentimes get so busy doing the thing that we forget about we're the number one asset.
Yeah.
So what was there anything that prompted that, Mike?
Well, let's poke at that a little bit, because I think W-2 employees have the same problem. I think all of us have that same problem.
Okay.
Right. If you're an adult in today's society, you're busy. And most of the people, and I'm going to say most is 90 to 95%, put themselves last. That's a problem. Now, again, if you happen to be younger, you won't really see the outcome of putting yourself last for a decade, because when you're 20, you're made out of bubble gum and super glue. It just doesn't matter. Right. But when you get to be 30 and then 40, and now I'm over 50, stuff adds up. It doesn't. The body doesn't snap back, and you can get on a slippery slope. So something I've learned, and I think it was Jesse Itzler, I think, who spawned this, or whoever it was, one of those social media guys, do one hard thing a year. And that really resonated with me, actually, because of 2023. 2023, from the outside looking in, would have been an amazing year for 99% of folks. Multiple crazy trips, more money than coming in than you needed, bought a Mac Daddy place in Vegas. I mean, but it was an unsuccessful year to me because I didn't feel like I grew.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I was a better version of myself. And that was the first time in decades I could ever say that, right? Because every year I had tried to do something. A lot of it was W-2 wise, but it was always something I can go, I did that. I did that. 2023, it just got away from me.
Wow.
I was comfortable. So that led to 24 going, I'm going to do, because I had been thinking about running a marathon for 20 years and always just put it off. And I'm like, well, I'm going to tell the world that I'm running a marathon on January 2nd. I'm going to buy the ticket on January 2nd. And the event's November 4th or 6th or whatever it was. I'm going. Because once I tell people and the world knows.
You're doing it.
No doubt
about it. You're doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in a hospital or something crazy to not to do it.
So,
so that was wildly successful. But the weird thing happened, right? Again, over 50, 52, I'm running 70 miles a week, but I did a couple of things that, again, didn't work out well. So first and foremost, I stopped lifting weights.
Okay.
Why did I do that? because my biggest concern was that I would injure myself and my marathon training would fall off. And I was not missing that marathon. So I didn't touch a barbell, a dumbbell for 9 months. Second, when you start ramping up your mileage, you go from 30 miles a week, 50, 60, 70. At least what happened to me is I would see food and eat it. It didn't matter what I was starving all the time. So I just started eating crap. And even if you're running all those miles at my age, your metabolism, you still gain weight. So my cardiovascular was stronger, but I was heavier.
Which is crazy, right?
It's wild.
Because weight gain is literally a mathematical equation. It's 3,500 calories in a pound.
Yep.
So if you can figure out how to cut 500 calories a day out of your diet without moving a muscle, you'll lose a pound a week.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking at you 30, 50, 70 miles a week. You got to be burning tens of thousands.
It's certainly 4,000 or 5,000. Yeah, I mean, it's a big number,
It's
but
like
again,
crazy.
But again, when I tell you I would see food and eat it, like I would have ice cream, pizza. I mean, I was just gorgeous because I was hungry all the time.
Yeah.
But not doing anything else. So like, as you get up in mileage, the days go down, and and then I do the marathon, I complete it, and I don't stop eating, but I don't run anymore. And that got ugly fast.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, that got ugly fast.
Yeah.
And pretty soon I was heavier than I'd ever been. Then I was 10 pounds heavier than I'd been. And I'm like, I'm going to have to buy new pants. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, for sure. And you know how it is. Like, it's that 5, it's the 10. You're conscious of the 20. And then from there, those little 3, 5, 7s, you don't know until you got to buy new clothes.
Yeah, it's like,
right?
Damn.
Yeah. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, I've been there, huh? Been there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
it's just wild. But yeah, that's why 2025 is going to be about getting as healthy as possible. I did all the scans, all the blood work. I'm working with a doctor. In fact, he's speaking tomorrow. I'm paying him a bunch of money. I'm documenting it for everyone on YouTube, all the free stuff, because there's lots of things you could do personally. And I'm down 20 pounds already. My goal for the year, again, I don't know if it's possible at 52, will be 53 very soon, is I'm going to get to a single digit body fat, which I've never done in my entire life. 9.9 to be be
I like that.
That's the goal.
That's
something I've never
that's
done.
serious, bro. That's serious. So what time frame are you giving yourself?
The year, it's the full calendar year.
Okay, full calendar year. That's solid. So you talked about not only business owners being impacted by this, but also high capacity folks in the workforce. Were you able to incorporate like health, wellness, fitness when you were on the road?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, I was made of rubber bands and bubble gum.
Yeah.
30-year-old guy can burn a candle at both ends. You recover with 3 hours of sleep. No, it was never a concern.
So now in all of these new learnings, right, from having a full-time physician, what are some incremental steps that people can take out there? I know you're going to create some content around it, but just if you got like some low-hanging fruit that people could start doing ASAP.
Yeah. So the first thing is, again, for most people, if you walk more and run less, it shocks people. So I have run nearly 0 miles this year, but I walk 10 to 12,000 steps a day. I'm down 20 pounds.
Without running at all?
No running at all. Walking.
Wow.
Walking. See, the problem with running is it takes you into zone 2 and zone 3, which actually changes what the body is burning. If you stay in zone 1 with a walk, it's zone 1, and that's burning fat.
Got it.
So that's a big thing. Walk more, run less.
Okay.
Second, if you don't track it, it doesn't work. Like for the longest time in my life, I go by feel. Now I have the MyFitness app, not sponsored. I have an Oura Ring, which I wear everywhere I go, not sponsored, because I want to see the data every day. And it allows me to see it. So those are the first. And then again, here's the last one for you. I used to be the guy at the gym that I would measure the success of the workout by how long it took me to get off the ground. Because I went to CrossFit, did all the EMOMs and all that stuff.
So you beat the hell out of yourself
every day. If I got off the ground in 5 minutes or less, it was a shitty workout.
Okay.
My workouts now are 4 days a week, 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
1 to 2 body parts, go to failure, done.
That's beautiful.
I'm doing less
and
getting better results.
That's really good. That's really good. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, I thought that runners, just looking at their body type, right, over time, that they the ones that had it figured out. And, this is eye-opening for me.
Yeah, no. For most people, if you just walk more, stay in zone 1, fat will melt off your body. If you do nothing else, you keep the diet the same and elevate your steps to 10 or 12,000, you'll be, to your earlier point, it's a math equation.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Zone 1 burns fat.
Yeah, you could eat crap, just eat less of it, right? Because it's math. But if you want to look good, then you have to be
Then
careful
you have to
of
add the
what
weights.
you-
And
100%.
the last thing, if you are looking to get lean, which a 9.9% would be really lean,
For sure.
protein has to be the anchor of every meal,
Mm-hmm.
right? When in doubt, protein.
Yeah.
Like if I'm up against my calories at the end of the day, I'll have a steak and nothing else, right? No broccoli or anything like that. But again, so it's protein. I'm trying to get 200 grams a day. So bars, powders, steak, chicken. It's really simple.
That's strong. That's strong. So now that we're here, right? There was a time many years ago where we talked and you didn't want a coaching business,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you kind of got a coaching business, Mike.
See,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
I-
Like, let's talk about this for just a second.
Fair
Mike.
enough.
All right. So what changed, or you didn't even see it happening?
I didn't. So I get around it. Like sometimes it's self-talk.
Okay.
I consider myself a community manager. Right?
That's a fancy handle.
It is fancy handle. Hey, you gotta lie to yourself sometimes. So what do I not do?
Uh-huh.
I don't sell my time.
Yeah.
Nobody on the planet could pay me for an hour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
I would either do it for free because I can put it on YouTube, or I
Sure.
won't take the money.
Yeah.
So I don't sell my hours. But I built a community. I look at it about once a day to make sure nobody's breaking any rules. And I'm fanning the flames. And the community is growing. Again, we got 6 people who give an hour a week, every week, to run a mastermind that I never participate in.
Yeah.
That's not a coaching program.
That's strong, bro. It reminds me of like great leadership. Like this guy named Jesus who went and found 12 people that was like, he was like, hey, come follow me. I'm about
Come
to show
on,
y'all some cool
I got something
stuff.
good for you.
And then they went out in his absence and saved like billions of people as a result of the stuff.
If I
that
could
he
be
showed.
1.001 of that, I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah. But it seemed like that's the model you're going
Oh, it's
after,
absolutely
though.
the
Like,
model.
that's
There's
it.
no question.
Yeah.
That's
What
exactly the
what
model.
is the thing that has brought you the most joy in this 7-year trek? Because I know you've been through a lot of iterations along the way. Is it the speaking? Is it the teaching? Like what?
It's
like
the
what
it's
is
the emails or text or DMs from people telling me versions of you've changed my life
Mhm.
and my family's life.
Mm.
I get those almost daily.
Mm.
Used to be monthly, then it was weekly. Now it's almost daily.
Yeah, that'll give you a little bit of motivation to keep going.
Every day.
Yeah.
I don't have to look far.
So tell me this, right? Because I think a question came up earlier about the marriage dynamic.
Yep.
Obviously, Olivia is in the business with you, the real estate side of things, but you're a full-on media company at this point.
Sure.
Like how invested or lack thereof, or like how do you guys find alignment in the lifestyle?
So that's a great question. So it was about, I think it's been 3 years ago now. I used to do content 7 days a week.
Okay.
And Olivia was like, you need to figure something out. Yeah, I know the pandemic and yeah, we're staying home and, go to your office and get away from me, but that's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So she had that hard conversation with me. And after some give and take and uncomfortable conversations, we agreed on 5 days a week. So now I take Friday and Saturday off. The second thing is I happen to be very fortunate where I'm a morning person and she's an evening person.
Okay.
So I am done recording by 11
Mm-hmm.
and Olivia is usually not out of bed until 10.
Mm.
So for that hour that she's up, she's getting ready and doing all this.
Sure.
So when I roll out at 11 o'clock, we're talking about what to go do for lunch.
Yeah.
So it's like perfect. If she was a morning person, it might be a problem, but I'm very fortunate that I can do what I love and feel like I'm still contributing in 2.5 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. And it's no impact on her,
Yeah.
right? The studio is away from her. Even when I'm loud, she can't hear me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very fortunate that works out this way. She's never been on a video. I think she actually, I can't say that. We did a series called Buying Vegas where she was the highlight of.
Mm-hmm.
People just loved her sense of humor, but she doesn't want to be in front of the camera. She's like, you go do you. We get stopped every once in a while, so she appreciates that. But yeah, she's very supportive.
Yeah.
She's very supportive.
Yeah, I think that's a key piece. I was just telling someone earlier, marriage is more about alignment than it is agreement,
Agreed.
right? And the more that you cast vision, the more that you have alignment conversation.
You check in.
Check in, right? Because as you evolve, you're a different guy than you were 7 years ago at this point, right?
Yeah.
And so we got to date each other. We got to check in with one another. We got to find out their interests, our interests, because like, you don't have to look outside your marriage. This person right here is going to be 6, 7, 10 different people.
Yeah, exactly.
If you just check in and figure it out every now and again, right?
Absolutely. I love that.
Man, that's good. So you got the total support of your bride, and you also took the leadership of saying it's a way for me to set this thing up to where
Yeah.
it doesn't impact her, right? I think having that wherewithal is also important.
Yeah.
You know, how many interviews are you doing, Mike? Like, what time do you get going? Because you mentioned you stopped.
So
at
I do a
11.
live show every Sunday through Thursday at 7:30 a.m.
Okay.
That typically goes from 7:30 to about 7:50. It's called the Daily Financial News. It's live, not recorded. Then I typically have an interview at 8, 9, and 10, 5 days a week,
Okay.
Sunday through Thursday.
But you're done by noon.
I'm done
Like,
by 11.
You're done by lunchtime every
11.
single day.
Yeah. And I do nothing else. Like that's back to the entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Right. I don't do anything else. I'm not looking to grow. I'm not having calls about ads, and I'm not hiring and firing and skilling up. And
Yeah.
done.
It sounds like you're really enjoying your life as an entrepreneur.
It's gonna keep sliding that word in.
But
I'll say this: I'm enjoying my life.
Yeah.
Dot dot dot.
Yeah, exactly. We'll put the subtitles. Don't you worry. No, that's good. So, I know by knowing you, and I probably pushed you more than anybody.
Oh,
in
no,
this
no
area
question.
In terms
Very
of
helpful.
The impact and income piece, right?
Yes.
There is a world that exists to make extreme amounts of impact while still making extreme amounts of income. Let's just call it what it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And everybody's happy in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
How is Mike doing today with selling products and services and feeling okay with whatever they're priced at?
I feel fine.
Okay.
I feel fine. I think I made a great call on the school community at $20, 67 cents a day. It's just enough to keep the pretenders away who are broke, and it's low enough where everybody can say yes. And it's not a year-long commitment. You don't like it, bolt. It won't hurt me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep it there. I mean, I know there's lots of communities. I look out there, $99, $49. Again, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to foster a community that's an easy yes, an easy hurdle, and I don't have to sell anything. I don't have to do an hour. Like I interviewed a guy named Tom Nash the other day who's got 15,000 members on Patreon, his version of school. But he is spending somewhere between 20 and 25 hours a week of his personal time doing different calls and doing this and doing that. Now, again, he's got 15,000 people paying him $50 a month. Do the math. It's a big ass number.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I don't need that number.
Yeah.
I don't have any aspirational goals to say I got to have a red and a black Ferrari in my garage. I don't have those. I'm here to solve a different need. I want people to say my name and remember me 50 years after my physical body is gone.
Yeah.
That is the only thing that motivates me.
No, that's a good point though, Mike, right? Because we oftentimes think we want more so that we can give more, be more philanthropic, all those things, right? And here's the thing. Just like when people stand up in the conference and everybody why starts to sound the same, I love the uniqueness that your why for making more money or lack thereof is just that your goals are different. Your goal is
Very different.
the legacy of impact and influence than it is income. So because your goal isn't income oriented to where you like, I want to give 50% to this charity, or I want to donate X to a church or leave a foundation behind, then there isn't a need for you to say, I want more. You like lifestyles covered plus there's not much that I can't do that I want to do. And if I found myself in position that I did want to do more, I know how to pull a lever or two to where
exactly.
I could absolutely go do that at that point. In time.
Absolutely. And as long as I stay in that happy and comfortable state, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Man, clarity is a gift though, Mike. I don't know if you know how profound what you just said. It really is though.
I love the way you put it.
Everybody just wants more for the sake of wanting more.
That's the rub. I mean, that is the thing that I see everywhere, right? Is it's always more, right? I have this image in my head, and I've told this story, but there's this financial freedom mountain that you climb up, and everybody has whatever their number is. I have chosen to get to my comfortable number, our comfortable number. Olivia's a part of this, and sat down. Now I reserve the right to get up and climb.
Yeah.
But dude, I've been here for 5 years. The view's good. I'm helping people. I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling I'm contributing. I see no reason to stand up.
Yeah. I love that, bro. I love that. I hope everybody that's watching this can extract something from that. Like, let your why be your why. Because if it's a carbon copy of somebody else's, then it's never going to suffice at the end of the day. You sit across from me, and I'm big on energy. Like, you are beyond content. You know what I mean? Like, beyond content. This ain't lip service. This is really what you believe to be true, and you're living in that reality of it right now as we speak, bro. I mean, that's, to me, that's the pinnacle of life.
All I can tell you is it doesn't suck.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk 5 years from now. Are we still making videos as consistent?
I hope so. I will stop making videos the day it's no longer fun.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
But to think about what I do.
Yeah.
I get to talk to movers and groovers like yourself every day, and I get to live vicariously. I get to live through what you're doing. I get to experience your daughter's wedding coming up. You've been telling me about that for 6 months.
That's true.
We talk about your brother or soon-to-be son-in-law. I call them millionaires. I get to talk to millionaires 5 days a week, 3 different millionaires, and I have a blast.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just fun for me.
You just made me think of something. You sly little devil, you. So you've been interviewing essentially millionaires
Absolutely.
for 4 years now, maybe
More,
five.
5 years.
How much does that help with your growth?
Oh, it's been very eye-opening. So one of the beauty things about having a channel that's interview-based is you get some one-on-one coaching, whether you like it or not. And when you want it, you can go seek it. So it's been remarkably helpful.
That's really good.
Dude, I've had the opportunity to interview people and get my answers. Like I interviewed Grant Cardone the other day. Right, got my questions answered, trying to figure him out, trying to figure out what I'd do if I, there. I got to interview Meet Kevin, Graham Stephan, Ryan Pineda here in Vegas, even Elena Cardone. I got to interview Elena Cardone about Grant when she was rolling out her first book.
Wow.
That was a fun conversation, right? And having a interview-based discussion only makes you better.
Yeah.
Only makes you better.
Well, I'm one that believes we attract who we become. So for all the likes that you've just named that you've had on your channel is a direct representation of who you've evolved to in this process, bro.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So you're an entrepreneur, whether you like it.
You just slide that word in one more
Is
time.
there anything else that you'd like to share since we're closing now?
Know your why. Get in the right rooms. Like the biggest thing for me that I've said that I don't think people feel is you've got to fire your friends. I know it sounds harsh, and I mean it to sound harsh. Sometimes you got to say things that makes you go like, what did he say? I would be a lot farther along if I had fired friends those first 5 to 6 years. I just didn't. I tried. Like, again, I said earlier, like my paint by numbers. I always thought I could do it myself because I can outwork anyone.
Yeah.
My record stands.
Yeah.
And I should have been in bigger rooms. To your earlier point, you were on stage with me and somebody asked a question. You're like, I should have got mentorship earlier. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
That's not a weakness. That's a show of strength, actually.
Yeah.
Right? That I got enough wherewithal that I'm going to go submit to somebody that knows more than me at this point.
Yeah. Again, maybe it's even what not to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because you
Yeah.
can take something from every session.
Well,
So,
knowledge is learning what to do, and wisdom is knowing what not to do.
bingo.
Right? We live life going forward, but we understand it looking backward.
Exactly.
So by being able to leverage somebody else's experience and know not to do that, sign me up, bro. I'm tired of do-overs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? At this age, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I'm gonna lose my time and my money?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Let me give you the money.
Yeah.
You help me save my time,
Exactly.
and we're gonna figure this thing out together.
Yeah.
Bro, I appreciate you, man. I love
You're amazing.
You've done tremendous things to so many that you haven't met, but me sitting across from you, I can tell you personally that you've done a tremendous thing in my life, and I'm forever grateful for you, man.
Follow Brian Adamson. He's the real deal. Thank you, man. I appreciate
My
you.
man.